Dominic, thank you for that. Well, the Arkansas Department of Health has issued a boil order in Sulphur Springs. Monday, the city said the emergency measure is due to a chlorinator malfunction and E. coli bacteria in the distribution system. Customers are asked to boil water for at least 1 minute before drinking, cooking, or making ice. The city says the notice will stay in effect until the problem is fixed. Questions are also growing about what happens next after the arrest of Arkansas State Representative and Benton County Judge candidate Austin McCollum. McCollum faces multiple charges of false imprisonment, aggravated assault, and domestic battery involving his wife. Governor Sanders and other Republicans are pushing him to resign from the state house and withdraw from the Benton County judge's race if the allegations are true. Attorney Adam Rose says McCollum can voluntarily withdraw, but if he doesn't, there are very few ways to remove him from the ballot.
If he doesn't meet those requirements and he voluntarily does not choose to, no. Unless he's convicted before November 3rd of a felony, which is possible, then the governor can remove him. Because that you cannot hold office while being convicted felon in the state of Arkansas. The governor at that point has every authority to remove him. Other than that, no.
If he stays in the race, McCollum will remain the only certified candidate on the November ballot. And the election itself is still moving forward. Here on your screen are the key dates Benton County voters should know. Voters will cast ballots on Tuesday, November 3rd, during the midterm election. The next county judge will officially take over for current Judge Barry Moring on January 1st. Moring, who's currently on his third term, chose to not seek re-election. And Greenland police say the former Fayetteville police officer who was recently charged with rape has been found dead. Police say they responded to a 911 call Friday morning about a man who said he was planning to take his own life at a business on Main Street in Greenland. Officers say they found 50-year-old Jeremy Grammer dead from an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. Grammer was arrested last week on a charge of raping a child younger than 14. He had also previously served a federal sentence after being convicted on child sexual abuse charges. Todd Blanche is now one step closer to being made the permanent Attorney General after he agreed to put in writing that he would not move forward with the controversial settlement between the Justice Department and President Trump. Natalie Brandt has more details from the White House.
Attorney General, the clerk will call the roll.
The Senate Judiciary Committee this morning voted in support of Attorney General nominee Todd Blanche along party lines.
Kennedy, this is Blackburn.
Republican Senators John Cornyn and Tom Tillis, who delayed the vote last week, agreed to support Blanche after he put in writing that he would not move ahead with the controversial DOJ fund to compensate people who claim they have been unfairly prosecuted under previous administrations.
I thought it was an insult to the police officers and the people that defended us on January the 6th. It's done. It's been rescinded, and I am satisfied.
I will tell you, it's virtually unenforceable. I don't understand why these two senators are happy with this outcome. I'm not.
Democratic lawmakers have questioned the validity of the agreement reached with Blanche, noting it was not signed by President Trump, who has still expressed support for the fund.
You even have conservatives coming out and saying these things are not worth the paper they're drawn on.
Some other Senate Republicans still have questions.
I've talked to some of them, Senator Collins, for example, last night, and I think everybody's trying to process this.
Blanche can afford to lose only 2 Republicans and still be confirmed once his nomination goes before the full Senate. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
Well, here at home, happening today, the Fayetteville City Council is set to decide whether to create 2 new historic districts. Both proposed districts would be located in South Fayetteville. The first would create a Black historic district, honoring an area with some of the city's highest historic Black ownership. The second would recognize a 20th century working class neighborhood. Council members are expected to consider 3 proposed changes to the city's housing codes, which the city says are aimed at the housing crisis. The Fort Smith City Administrator position could be appointed tonight following a City Council meeting with executive session. The board is currently looking at 2 candidates, current acting City Administrator Jeff Dingman and Robert Civic, an administrator from Whitfield County, Georgia. We'll keep you updated once the city reaches a final decision. The effort to change Fort Smith's form of government is now in the hands of the clerk's office. The citizens group has officially submitted its petition asking to put the proposal on the November ballot. The group had planned to turn in the signatures 2 weeks ago, but delayed the submission after a canvasser raised concerns about how some signatures were notarized. Now, the city's clerk's office will count and verify the signatures to determine whether the measure qualifies for the ballot.
I will convey with the utmost of confidence that me and my team, me and my staff, we will do everything within our power that if any individual that has signed this petition, if they're a registered voter, we'll find them.
The petition must have a little more than 2,600 valid signatures to get on the November ballot. The group today said they have more than 3,600 and will continue to get more. Well, it's officially back to school season, and law enforcement is reminding drivers to slow down and stay alert in school zones. Officers say this time of year can be especially unpredictable as more children are walking and crossing streets. They're urging drivers to stay off their phones, follow posted speed limits, and watch for pedestrians. They say pedestrian crashes can happen in an instant, both in and out of school zones.
Takes a split second for something to go tragically wrong. We communicate with people all day, every day. That text message can wait. That notification can wait. You really should be just focused on the primary task at hand, and that's operating your vehicle.
The Fayetteville Police Department do increase their officer presence during back to school. That's through the School Resource Officer Program with the city. Meanwhile, students at colleges around Arkansas will soon head back to class as well. The first day at the University of Arkansas and UA Fort Smith will be Monday, August 17th. At Arkansas Tech and Arkansas State, classes begin Wednesday, August 19th. The University of Central Arkansas starts classes on Thursday, August 20th. And a major project for Fayetteville Public Schools is now officially underway. This morning, district leaders broke ground on the new Ramey Junior High School. Construction moves forward after Washington County Circuit Court judge dismissed a resident's appeal challenging the project over concerns about flooding and traffic. District leaders say the campus will improve how students move through the district while also cutting down on travel times.
It does a lot of things for us in terms of our feeder patterns, which is the way we group our students together and which buildings they'll attend. So we'll keep our students kind of intact as they move from from elementary school to middle school to junior high school. Certainly reduce travel times for buses and for parents who take their kids to school.
Junior high school is set to be completed fall of 2028. And the Tawnytown Grape Festival kicks off today for its 127th year. The carnival will be open from 5 to 11 p.m. with armband prices at $32. You can also check out the Grape Stomp and live music. The Arts and Crafts Fair and the Spaghetti Dinners will begin Thursday, and the festival lasts through Saturday. And tonight, Rogers Police and fire officials are hosting a free community event. They're giving people a chance to meet with first responders. Rogers Night Out will take place at the District Court parking lot on South Dixieland Road from 6 to 8 p.m. You can check out police and fire equipment, a drone demonstration, and there will also be free food.